What is up, guys? It's your boy, Rick. Hasn't touched a blade of grass since the Witch Queen came out. Cactus here, and yesterday I was able to reach rank 100 within my Seasons Pass. So in this video, we're going to be going over the best ways to gain experience and level up your Seasons Pass fast, the very important levels you want to pay attention to and reach within the Seasons Pass, and certain rewards you may want to hold on claiming to get an advantage as you're leveling up. And so, let's get started. But just before we do, did you know myself, True Vanguard, and MTash host a podcast that almost nobody watches because we forgot to shout it out on our main channels for about 6 months? Well, let's hopefully change that, guys. The Real Gamer Hour podcast premieres every single Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We talk about the craziest things to happen within gaming for the past week. Sony buying Bungie, the latest Twitch debacle. We have it all, guys. It is so much fun. Definitely check it out. It is linked just up above. Click that card. Alright, I hope you guys join in for the podcast today. So, when it comes to increasing your experience fast, the number one thing is just constantly be grabbing bounties. If you're doing strikes, make sure to grab all the strike bounties you can. Same applies for Crucible, Psyops, etc. Remember, if you do have the Destiny Companion app, you can grab bounties just from your phone, like while you're in orbit, so that can definitely help saving a bazillion trips to the tower. However, something else you really want to pay attention to is your seasonal challenges. Now, this is available within your quest tab, as you can see, and every single week you're going to unlock more of these seasonal challenges. Guys, these can award massive amounts of XP. Like, we're talking dozens and dozens of bounties worth of XP for doing one of these challenges. Now, you're going to want to pay attention to the icon associated with XP in these challenges. So it'll say Challenger XP. In this case, it says Challenger XP Plus, and then sometimes there's Plus Plus, and I think even one was Triple Plus. Obviously, the more pluses, the more experience. But when we're talking about double and triple pluses, those you might actually want to go out of your way to do, because those will award, no joke, multiple levels worth of experience, like literally 2 or more levels just by completing one of these special seasonal weekly challenges. So that is definitely, if you want to level up fast, if you want to try to reach a certain point within your Seasons Pass, that is going to be something you need to be looking at, is these challenges. And again, remember, every single Tuesday there's going to be more of them available to do. However, something else I would recommend is if you're just a little bit away from reaching an important milestone within your Seasons Pass, and we'll talk about those milestones in just a bit, you may want to go to the moon and do some good old moon repeatable bounty farming. For those who don't know, specifically the repeatable bounties on the moon are incredibly easy to do. They only ever involve submachine guns, hand cannons, and auto rifles, getting kills with the 3 different elements, producing orbs, all of that stuff. So if you go there with a Void SMG, a Solar hand cannon, and an Arc auto rifle, you've pretty much got every single bounty covered, or any combination of the 3 different elements and those 3 different weapons. And so you can just, again, go to a nearby lost sector, pound out those repeatable bounties, hand them all in, go back, pick them up again, go to the lost sector, pound those out, and just keep doing that loop. And again, that's just going to help you if you're 1 or 2 levels away from something important that you want to get before doing a certain activity. That's a great solution. Now, one more tip I have for you guys is don't forget about the Shared Wisdom Experience buff. That means if you're in a fire team with someone who has unlocked it, and it's a pretty early unlock, when you gain experience, you're going to gain a little bit more. So what you can actually do is, as you're completing bounties, just don't complete them. Let them sit in your inventory, and then when you accumulate a lot, like I have a little bit here, but obviously I would normally have a lot more, simply ask around on your friends list, hey, can I join you for bounties? Or heck, if you see someone sitting in the tower or helm, just join them. As soon as you're in their fire team, check for that Shared Wisdom buff, pop all your bounties, and you'll get a little bit more experience than if you would have just popped them by yourself. And overall, through the course of 100 levels in your Seasons Pass, it's going to add up to maybe 1 or 2 more entire levels, and that's definitely something you can take advantage of. Alright, so moving on from there, let's talk about the important unlocks and the levels you really want to pay attention to. So as you start, you're just going to get a bunch of materials, grab these when you can, but the first thing I want to draw your attention to is these specific focused umbral engrams. So as you can see, these are actually going to claim at my overall gear score. So right now I'm in the pinnacle levels on this character, and I'm going to get a pinnacle level piece of loot here, and this is super useful because as you're leveling up, you're gonna have certain armor that's above 54, and certain armor, maybe my chest piece is a little low, it's only 51, as you can see. So what I can actually do here is, as I'm leveling up, I can actually claim these focused engrams to get the loot I need that's lagging behind. In this case, there's my leg armor and there's my chest armor. So I can actually gain 2 extra levels right now with just claiming, if I hadn't already, claiming this chest engram. And that is really going to help you as you're leveling up your character, being able to claim the pieces of armor that are lagging behind. And actually, this happens again. So not only do we get these focused engrams that drop of level, very, very useful, but once those are done, we're actually going to, as you can see, just get some outright armor. And this armor is supposedly going to be high stat armor. Like for me, a super experienced player, it's okay armor, so I can still utilize these to, again, plug those gaps and get the armor pieces that are specifically low. I mean, here's my chest piece. I can claim this right now, and boom, there's a 53 chest piece going up a couple levels. So really make sure to don't claim those willy-nilly. Make sure to actually get them when they're useful in your leveling process. And moving on from there, actually, let's take a look at the 2 weapons available. At level 30, you will get the Thoughtless Sniper Rifle, and this comes with the new Steady Hands perk, which is going to increase your handling after you get a kill, and it also comes with Headstone. I mean, I think this is actually the first stasis sniper in the game, so getting Headstone is kind of neat, but to be honest, I don't think this is the best role. Like, you're not really going to be headstone snipering a bunch of people, in my opinion. Level 35, you get the exotic if you're a free-to-play player, and then at level 45, you get the other seasonal weapon. This is the Peace of Mind Pulse Rifle Rapid Fire Frame. This one's actually pretty interesting. So firstly, Compulsive Reloader grants increased reload speed when close to a full magazine. A very interesting perk. It's a combo with certain other perks, but not necessarily this one, because it has Focus Fury, dealing half of the magazine as precision damage, grants this weapon a bonus damage, and the shot count is reset whenever the weapon is reloaded or stowed. So Focus Fury is actually a pretty interesting and decent perk, especially with something like a rapid fire frame. Not too hard to get precision shots with this thing, but obviously, you want to trigger Focus Fury by getting half the magazine precision. This is going to reload faster when it's below half, like when you've just shot a few rounds. So this is quite the non-bow here, unfortunately. But the important part, guys, is for these specific weapons, actually, they are also going to do the plug thing within leveling. So if you need a kinetic weapon, boom, you can grab this Peace of Mind. If my kinetic weapon was 1551, I could grab this and increase it. But later on in the levels, you are actually going to get these bonuses here. So grants a chance to receive additional Peace of Mind and Thoughtless drops from completing playlist activities. Level 71, this is super important, and this is something that if you are like leveling and maybe you're level 68, level 69, I haven't done my Gambit Pinnacle yet, I haven't done my strikes yet, wait, level up until you get this. And the reason is because you really, really want to get these drops randomly, because they can drop red. So you actually need 5 red deep sight Peace of Minds to unlock the ability to craft it. So being able to get them as random drops at the end of a Gambit game, at the end of a Crucible game, at the end of a strike, thanks to this particular perk here, that is going to be really, really darn useful. So again, like, hold off if you're just about to actually do those activities for your pinnacles. Hold off until you can claim the ability to get them from those activities first. And then at level 81, that's just going to grant an improved chance, so an even higher chance to get those weapons from those specific activities. Now, moving on from there, guys, you may have noticed I have a lot of exotic engrams completely unclaimed here. And like, why is that? Do I not like exotics or something? Well, the reason is because you'll see they also drop of level. And for the most part, yeah, I don't really need certain exotics, and actually what I plan on doing is not necessarily using them for this leveling process, but saving them for next season perhaps. In fact, I might save some of the armor for next season too. And you're thinking, wait, what? Well, this is some pretty high level stuff, but everything I said about leveling and getting the of level stuff, guys, that's gonna apply to next season too. So what I can actually do is, if I go to Bungie.net, I can access the previous season's pass. So I actually left all of my exotic engrams unclaimed with Season of the Lost, and I actually claim them now this season to help me level up, right? So they're dropping of level, they're going to be guaranteed armor for me because I got all the exotic weapons in the general loot pool. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I don't need this exotic engram right now, to be honest. I'm going to save it for next season if I do need it in terms of leveling. But of course, if you're a newer player and you do need the exotics, by all means, grab these. Now guys, one more thing I want to point out here, Risen Umbral Energy. Okay, so you're going to get these randomly throughout the leveling process on certain levels. I'm just going to look for another one here. Boom, there's another one here, and sometimes they only give you one, sometimes they give you two, in this case at level 70, sometimes they give you even more. I think there's one that gives 4 right here at level 92. Now these are pretty darn useful, but you actually do kind of want to save them, in my opinion, and the reason is because when you level up your helm and you've unlocked the weekly challenge for week 2, you actually are going to get the ability to level up a second tier bonus. In this case, you can get weapon decoding clearance at the time of making this video. And this lets you decrypt Umbral engrams into specific weapons. So basically, this unlocks this second page here. So I need more Risen Umbral energy, but I do have the ability to unlock these. So it costs 9, and that's a lot. However, you can now go after specific weapons, right? Like, I really want an explosive personality. I'm one deep sight explosive personality away from unlocking the ability to craft it. So that's actually what I did. I saved the Risen Umbral energy until I unlocked this here, and I was able to claim it all in one go and get a few specific weapons that I really wanted, and that has been very useful. So again, save your Risen Umbral energy. You can also spend it on these, but you can also get armor out of these. So it's like, if I want specifically the explosive personality, yes, 9 is a steep cost, but otherwise I'm getting, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weapons here and 5 armor pieces, so it's like a 1 in 11 chance to get it normally, or a 1 in 1 chance to get it from this. So I think overall it's going to work out more to get the specific weapons you want, one at a time. And so guys, that is it for everything I have to say about the Seasons Pass. I think overall it's a pretty great Seasons Pass. Last season, they removed like the high stat armor and stuff. That was a big disappointment. I'm really excited to see it back, not only because it gives new players, I mean, this Titan chest piece right here is pretty phenomenal. It's going to give new players access to this high stat armor, but also again, in terms of leveling, it really, really does help. So excited to see it back. I'm very glad they simplified the process of getting the Seasons Pass weapons. There's just a few weapon scroungers. You used to have a specific one for Gambit, Crucible, etc. So this is way better this year. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, found it informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.